inside of row number 3.
Pace car pulling away from the field. We will see Craig Lutz and Jimmy Blewett up on the front row. Patrick Emmerling, Ronnie Williams back in row 2. Field now starting to pick up the pace. Green flag out. We are underway. Tour type modifieds. 50 laps to go here at New Smyrna.
Single file up in the top 2 spots. It's the 07 on the inside lane. Emmerling dropping back, trying to get into line. The outside groove looks strong here on the opening pace. The 55 making a run to the top side of the racetrack. Double wide for 4th, 5th, 6th, and 7th.
Craig Lutz leads across the stripe to complete lap number 1. Jimmy Blewett falling back in line in that second position. Ronnie Williams with a good run down the backstretch, but the caution flag going to come out. Problems down in turn.
And the 07 in the second row. Coming back to green this time, just 1 lap in, 49 to go. Good restart for Lutz. He will clear Blewett heading into turn 1.
Craig Lutz on the hammer down the front stretch. He's going to jump out to the lead. First battle on the racetrack is going to be 4th, 3rd. Ronnie Williams to the inside. Patrick Emmerling to the outside. Still side by side. Emmerling on the move. He's got the advantage off the top of turn 4.
Lutz leads lap 2. All the action is behind him. Look at all the cars fly by the speed shot at the finish line for 3rd place. Williams on the inside. Emmerling on the outside lane.
Emmerling's car working really well to the top side. Ooh, Williams drives it in deep down on the bottom. He is going to get the advantage off of turn 4. I think there might have been a little contact there. And there's, I believe, Ronnie Silk looking for some racing room as well. That car painted very similarly to a Matt Hirschman's car. But, yeah, definitely Ronnie Silk rumbling his way up into the top 5 here, too.
Another driver had a pretty good car on Saturday night was J.R. Bertuccio in the white number 2, and he's taking a look to the inside of Silk down here in the corner. Silk in the 5th spot. Bertuccio would like to take it. Look out, it's going to get tight coming down the backstretch. Here's the 55 of Hodgson making a move. Bertuccio, I wasn't sure whether he knew he was out there because it was a bold move to the high lane, and he pulls it off.
Bertuccio really drove it in deep, just like Ronnie Williams did right there. He tried to take over that second spot, had it momentarily, but Jimmy Blewett pulling the crossover. He's going to retake that second spot. Some very aggressive moves here in the early going at him.
Leading the way is Lutz, and he's pulling away. Blewett in second as they've crossed over one another, changed that position a couple of different times. 3rd is Ronnie Williams. Emmerling 4th. Silk running 5th. Conclusion of lap number 7 at the line.
Laps ticking off at a rapid pace. Craig Lutz stretching out that advantage over this battle for 2nd. Ronnie Williams getting a little itchy back there in 3rd. He's trying to find a way around Jimmy Blewett in that 7NY car. Look at that battle. Ronnie Silk now finding some racing room to the bottom side of Patrick Emmerling into turn 3.
So we watch these two battle for position. Top qualifier Matt Hirschman running 8th right now. He's a driver that likes to be patient. He gets to the front when he needs to. How long will he wait tonight? Almost completed the first 10 laps of the scheduled 50. Here's Silk in the 16. He takes the 4th spot away from Emmerling.
Boy, it's almost poetic how smooth Ronnie Silk is behind the wheel. He makes a very nice move there on Patrick Emmerling, and there we see that battle for position just behind Big Money Matt Hirschman to the inside of J.R. Bertuccio. Bertuccio's car looks like it's starting to push up the racetrack a little bit, and this is just the stage of the race where Matt Hirschman's car usually starts to come to life.
2nd and 3rd, nose to tail. 7, Jimmy Blewett holding off Ronnie Williams for the time being as they follow Craig Lutz. Lutz has built a 0.7 of a second lead just in front of him there in the orange 82. Couple of 2-car battles in our top 10, and for 2nd place. Again, Williams to the inside, up the banking they go.
Couldn't quite clear him down into turn 1 like he did before, but he is able to hang down to the inside. Side-by-side battle off into turn 3. Jimmy Blewett not wanting to give it up, and he's going to have to cede that position. Jimmy Blewett back to 3rd. Let's see what happens down into 1.
He's got him now for the time being, the 50 of Williams, but here comes Blewett again, a challenge to the inside. I'd say these cars are pretty equal. It's just if one makes a slight mistake, the other gets a run, keeps that momentum. They're able to pull off the pass, and then a little cat and mouse. They switch back and forth again, but I think Williams has him this time.
Williams' car has been a little bit quicker than Jimmy Blewett to this point, and that's them racing side by side has allowed Ronnie Silk to close the gap. And here is Teddy Hodgson in that 55 car. Been a great run here so far in the early going for Teddy Hodgson as he's starting to put some pressure on Patrick Emmerling in that battle for position. This is the battle for 5th.
21-year-old from Connecticut making the appearance this year at the World Series and running strong here on the first Tour Type Modified night of the week as he's following closely Emmerling for the 5th position. 5th and 6th. The battle right there. 35 laps to go. First 15 laps completed after we had the yellow at the conclusion of lap number 1. Emmerling, always one of the favorites here, has been making this trip for a long time. It's always good to see the 07 here at the World Series.
One of the big differences that you will see between the super late models and the modifieds, in addition to everything, is when the super late models get hard on the brakes, those brake pads, those rotors glow bright red. When these drivers mash on the brakes really hard, they throw a shower of sparks. You saw some sparks off the left front corner of Teddy Hodgson's car a couple of laps ago. These guys used a lot of brake to get these high horsepower engines woed down for these tight corners here at New Smyrna Speedway, as we see Bertuccio again battling to the top side. Eddie McCarthy now looking to the inside over in turns 3 and 4. This is the battle outside of the top 5.
McCarthy on the low lane, Bertuccio on the outside. And again, we look now a little further toward the front as the 55 of Hodgson makes a run at Emmerling. This is for the 5th position, and Hirschman's right there. He started 7th, fell to 8th, rode there for a while, and all of a sudden Hirschman, he says, you know what, I need to get into the top 5 now. It's my time to go. Picked up the big win in the 200-lapper where he was able to pace himself even more despite leading some laps early in the race. Hirschman boxed in right now, but Hodgson clears the 07 of Emmerling for a moment. But they keep the 60 of Hirschman boxed in now on the front stretch.
He looks like a caged tiger back there in that 60 car, just waiting for a lane to open up. He wanted to try to maybe make it 3 wide down the backstretch last time. I think discretion the better part of valor right there, but he doesn't have a lot of time to wait behind this battle for position. He's going to have to try to find his way around, but he's going to follow Teddy Hodgson past Patrick Emmerling. Let's see if Hirschman's able to follow through as well.
Can't quite get there. The momentum was on the side of the 07 of Emmerling. Hirschman peaks high. He's going to drop low in turn 4. No, stays in line for the time being. Kind of takes a look to the inside, going down the front stretch, closing on the halfway mark, just 3 laps away from that. 22 laps of our scheduled 50 completed for the Monday night portion, the World Series for the Tour Type Modifieds. Emmerling and Hirschman. Hirschman peeking to the outside now.
This is the battle for 6th, 7th, and 8th. Best battle on the racetrack right now. Craig Lutz has checked out to a 1.1 second advantage. We'll check on the battle for 2nd position. There is Ronnie Williams in the 50. He's got that 2nd spot. Jimmy Blewett still being just kind of being a pest back there in that 3rd position. He's not fallen back enough for Williams to really be comfortable in that 2nd position. Blewett still has a pretty good race car underneath him.
Going to be halfway this time. It is halfway. 25 laps in, 25 laps to go. Lutz crossing the line. 9/10 of a second ahead of Williams. That lead stabilizing. It was around 7/10 a few laps ago. Then it got up to 9/10, and that's kind of where it's been for the last 4 or 5 laps. Williams in 2nd, now back again to the battle for the 6th spot. Emmerling and Hirschman.
Knock, knock, knock. Here comes Matt Hirschman knocking on the back door of Patrick Emmerling going into turn 3 right there. Again, giving a little friendly knock on the back bumper right there through turns 1 and 2. Hirschman, it's go time for him. He's still trapped back in that 7th position right now. That's exactly where he started. Uncharacteristic. We thought Matt Hirschman would be a little bit closer to the front here, just past halfway.
Yeah, even if he starts to make some moves, I think he's going to need the help of a yellow flag to get up there and challenge at the front of the field. Lutz has to like how this race is going. He still has a 9/10 of a second lead as the battle continues for 6th position. Emmerling and Hirschman going at it, down closing on lap number 30 in this race.
We've seen these two go at it many times over the years here at New Smyrna Speedway. Patrick Emmerling has that spot right now. Matt Hirschman getting more and more aggressive each and every lap with that Nerf bar on the back bumper of the 07 car. But Emmerling doing a great job keeping his momentum up. But can he hold off this charge right here? Hirschman with a run off at turn 2. Can he stick it to the inside in turn 3?
Drives in, slides up the banking a little bit, has to check up middle of the corner, still keeps a nose to the inside, but the momentum of that outside lane, Emmerling able to clear him. Hirschman A little frustrated right now. Can't make the move. Can't move up through the field. Shows the strength of this tour type modified feature race tonight when the 200 lap winner, who had a dominant effort on Saturday evening, right now is mired outside of the top 5.
And there's a look at our leader, Craig Lutz. He has driven away again 0.8 of a second the advantage that time around. He has really set a pretty torrid pace here in the early going.
Craig Lutz has made 15 World Series Tour type modified starts, has a pair of wins in competition here, and he could very well be on his way to a third, as right now he is stretching it just a little bit more over second place Williams.
Take a look in front of our leader, Craig Lutz, though. This could be the equalizer. A big pack of traffic he's going to have to work his way around. And you saw in that shot just a moment ago, Ronnie Williams lurking right there. This could be what decides the race with 17, make it 16 laps to go. The driver who works this traffic most efficiently could be the one who ends up in victory lane tonight. And right now, Craig Lutz working his way through some of these lap cars at a pretty rapid clip.
Anthony Bello moves over for the leader. Dylan Slepian moving over for the leader. Clearing a couple of the race cars at the front of the pack. Your race leader, Craig Lutz. Paul Charette next to move over for the race leader, or will he? It's a side-by-side battle right in front of the leader.
That is the one thing Craig Lutz does not want to see, is any of these cars about to go a lap down start to battle for position. And look what it's done. It's cost him some track position. Ronnie Williams starting to close that gap.
Andretti eventually moves over, staying ahead of him so far is Buddy Charette's number 28 car, but Lutz has Williams trying to close that gap. That time at the line, it's down to half a second. He's cut it in half. Williams down to several car lengths. Having to work that outside lane is Lutz. He's catching the traffic at maybe not the best time on the track.
Williams has a really good race car. He is able to use the handling of that car and the horsepower as they knife their way through traffic. He is closing on Craig Lutz. Lutz trying his best to keep that advantage up as they work through this pack of lap cars. Still a couple of more to work their way around. Can he do it before Ronnie Williams catches him? 11 to go this time around.
Williams a winner in 2020 with a modified racing series. He's catching Lutz quickly now. Was down to a couple of car lengths in turns 1 and 2. Actually saw Lutz maybe get a little sideways, bringing it from the top of the track toward the bottom. He was able to get a good run off of turn 2 and get some of that ground back. 10 laps to go, 40 down for the Tour Type Modifieds, and a lead battle building as they catch the tail end of some more traffic.
We saw this happen at the Super Late Model race earlier this evening as well. Jake Finch jumped out to a large advantage. A long green flag came, and the second place driver reeled him in. Gabe Summers reeled him in and took the lead. Are we going to see the same thing happen here? Ronnie Williams closing in on that back deck of Craig Lutz as they continue to work their way through traffic. We'll see 8 to go this time around.
Got around Tyler Truex in the 99. Then Martino in the 9 moves over. So Lutz has a little bit of clear racetrack ahead with 8 laps to go. The lead down to 0.4 of a second. Less than that in turns 1 and 2. But then Williams gives up a little bit of ground to Lutz down the backstretch. I think if it's clear racetrack, I think Lutz is in better shape. They're working the traffic. He's kind of tiptoeing around some of them, though he's done a great job.
Yeah, and normally you see the leader maybe get a little bit better advantage through traffic, but that's not how it worked out that time. Ronnie Williams definitely made up a bunch of ground as they worked through that pack of 6 or 8 cars. But right now that lead has stabilized as we will come to 6 to go this time around. Lutz thrashing that car maybe just a little bit off of turn 4 that time. Still has to keep those tires under him if he has a chance of keeping Ronnie Williams behind him.
That's a very good race car driver that he's got in front of him, and Tommy Catalano running in the 18th position. Last car on the lead lap. May catch that car. That might be the only other lap car or lead lap car at the tail end of the lead lap that he has to deal with. We look further back in the field. Battle there. Hirschman still caught behind Emmerling. Hirschman running in 7th where he started in this race. Emmerling in 6th, maybe not for long.
Yeah, they're going to use this lap car as a pick. Who's going to get the advantage? Emmerling going to block Hirschman behind that number 9.
Emmerling did a good job there to go right around the 9 of Martino. And the field now slowing on the front straightaway for an accident, a caution down.
Selecting the top side. Let's see if he's able to use that momentum off of turn 2 to his advantage. Pace car down on pit road. Green flag back in the air. Craig Lutz on the hammer out of turn 4. He's going to get the jump down into turn 1.
Big restart for Lutz. He hits his marks in turn 1. Looks good coming off of 2. Blewett comes along with him in the 7 car. Look out. 3 wide back behind them. And a big dive into the corner, and it doesn't matter as the yellow comes out as we have a pile up in turn number 2. Lutz on the outside. Williams on the inside. Field coming back to green. Little bobble from Lutz. Look out. Williams and he with contact as they head into turn 1.
Lutz spun the tires off at turn 4, but he's going to become the beneficiary. He got together with Williams down the front stretch. Williams had to check up, and now Lutz going to take over that top spot. Here comes Jimmy Blewett in the 7NY. He's going to move up into second. Williams now fallen back into the clutches of Patrick Eberling. He's now back to 4th.
Saw the 20 of McCarthy get sideways coming off of 4. He had made up some great ground. This restart has not been good for the 50 of Williams. He was in second. He's fallen to 4th, now to 5th, maybe to 6th. Here comes Hodgson to the inside. McCarthy lining up behind him as well with 3 laps to go.
Yeah, feeding time at the zoo. Here come some of these hungry lions we had outside the top 5 all night long. Hodgson to the inside of Ronnie Williams now. Our second quick qualifier trying to move up into the top 5. Ronnie Silk trying to regain that 3rd position from Patrick Eberling. 2 to go this time around.
Final 2 laps. Hodgson, an impressive debut for the Tour Type Modifieds here on this Monday evening, has moved into the top 5. Williams back to 6. That was McCarthy in the 20. With the white flag waving, the lead battle heating up. Here comes Blewett in the 7.
Jimmy Blewett with a run on Craig Lutz. Pulls alongside down in turns 1 and 2. Can he make it stick down the backstretch? Lutz with the advantage. What's going to happen going into 3?
Blewett tries again to the second lane. They're going to race to the checkered. He drops to the bottom. Coming to Ralph Miller's checkered, it is Craig Lutz over Jimmy Blewett, Patrick Emmerling, Ron Silk, and Teddy Hodgson. Our top 5, and a fun race all the way to the finish tonight. Good clean race for a field of 32 Tour Type Modifieds at the World Series. Craig Lutz claims the victory, his 3rd World Series victory and Tour Type Modified action. Good run for Jimmy Blewett in the 7NY, coming home a strong 2nd.
Boy, you cannot say that Craig Lutz didn't earn it here tonight. He really drove his heart out those final 5 laps. Faced a serious challenge from Jimmy Blewett on the final lap, and he is going to park it down in victory lane. Big time win here tonight for Craig Lutz in number 82.
Pro late models, Florida Modifieds in the B main for these Tour Type Modifieds yet to go on this Monday night. Good racing so far. The features we've seen, 602's good show, super late models, Tour Type Modifieds, living up to the expectations we have come to know from this class. And we'll see him 4 more times this week. So if you get a chance to come down to the World Series here at New Smyrna, get here. John Blewett, the 3rd Memorial coming up. 76 lapper on Wednesday night. Friday night, the Richie Evans Memorial 100. But even the regular shows, the 35s, the 50s, they're all good. Craig Lutz to celebrate victory again as we send it down to Jesse.
There he is, your winner tonight in the Tour Modifieds. Craig Lutz celebrates in victory lane. Craig, congratulations on the hard-fought win. Put me in your brain. What was going through your mind when that caution came out, and then battling off that second-place car for the win?
Yeah, we had a big lead there, so I was just trying to maintain, and didn't know if a caution was to come out or not. But my guys gave me an awesome car. Can't thank Danny Watts, Russell Goodell, the whole team that down here. This is a big week and a tough month for the Goodell, so I'm glad we were always able to come down here and compete.
Craig Lutz doing more than competing tonight. He is winning tonight's Tour Modified event.
Definitely a good run and not a big surprise. He's pretty strong right here at the World Series, picking up his 3rd career